From 1974, that is Lady Marmalade, a huge hit in its time. I mean, maybe you're part of a different generation. You remember the cover that came out in the early 2000s. But that original one there was performed by LaBelle, the first black girl trio to break out of the traditional girl group mold, become not only the first black all-woman rock band, the first black band ever to make it on the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. And even though that band eventually went their separate ways, Patti LaBelle, the band's lead singer, went on to influence entire generations of music fans. I mean, maybe you recognize some of these.
I love you. I love you, honey. I love you. I do. On my own. On my
That's a little bit of Patti's live rendition of Somewhere Over the Rainbow, On My Own with Michael McDonald, and Love, Need, and Want You. Just some of the hits that have made Patti LaBelle one of the most loved and respected singers of our time. But what's Patti up to in 2021? Well, you might have caught her surprise appearance on The Masked Singer, or the Patti LaBelle Gladys Knight edition of the popular Versus series on Instagram. Or maybe you know her best from her sweet potato pies. In fact, Patti LaBelle is known in some circles for her cooking more than her legendary voice. Case in point, she's just released the 20th anniversary edition of her cookbook, Recipes to Sing For. It is a pleasure to have the OG, Miss Patti LaBelle, with me right now. How are you?
Thank you, Tom. I'm good, Tom. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm delighted to be talking to you. I want to start off with the cookbook begins with this sentence. From the time I was a little girl, I knew there were two things in this world I was born to do, cook and sing. So I think I understand singing, but what is it about cooking that made you feel that way?
I was always in the kitchen with my mother and father watching them cook, and I would take hot sauce, any kind of hot sauce in the house, and ketchup and black peppers and go to the garage and make hot sauce. So at the age of 10 or 11, I was a cook. At least I thought I was. And so watching my mother and father cook all the time, I watched all of the time because I was a very quiet, homely girl. I didn't like to go out, so I stayed in the kitchen and watched them cook. And that's really how I learned to cook, by staying in the kitchen, watching them do everything.
I love the idea of kitchens as a place for memories, and I think they're so important. The kitchen is sort of a gathering place when you're growing up. What do you remember from that kitchen?
I remember everybody gravitating to the kitchen. In my house back in the day when I was like 11, everybody would go to the kitchen. Here at my home, everybody comes to the kitchen. But I have to put everybody out when it's time for me to cook, because I have sous chefs, people thinking, why don't you put peppers in that? Why don't you put some onions in that? Why don't you just sit down and go to the other room and let me do the cooking? So when they come to the kitchen before the party starts and I'm trying to cook, get out of the kitchen. I can't take it.
What did that kitchen look like when you were a kid?
I can't remember. It was small. I just remember it being small, but we had a garage in the back. That's where I made my hot sauce. But it was a regular size house for me back in the day. That's all I knew was something small. And then I graduated and went to something bigger, like an apartment of my own. And then I got a house of my own, and I got another house on my own. And it's big. The kitchen is big, much bigger than my mom's. Much bigger.
I heard you do your own cooking when you're on tour too.
Oh, I carry my a trunk with pots and pans and all my seasonings that I can carry, dry seasonings. And then when I get to the farmer's market, I'll go and buy my fresh veggies, fresh fish and chicken, and whatever else I want to cook on the road. And we have a bus. So I can carry that trunk on the bus, get to the hotel, take it out, and do my thing. I've always cooked on the road, always.
Why is that important to you? I mean, most people when they're on the road, they go to restaurants or they get catering and something like that. Like, why is that important to you?
It's important to me because I know exactly what's going into my palate. I know how clean it is. I know how, being a diabetic, how healthy it is for me. So like I said, go to the farmer's market and I get foods that I can enjoy. And when I was not a diabetic, I was eating all this crazy, crazy stuff. So now I know how to make it, good for me, as far as safe without a lot of sugar. So I can't have lots of things, but I've learned to deal with it. And my food tastes great. Great, great, great.
I'm sure it does. And if you were doing a show one night, what's your kind of dream meal you would cook on show night?
On show night, I would definitely do branzino, sauteed with grapeseed oil, with Vidalia onions and some heirloom tomatoes on the side. And I would have sauteed spinach, and I would have a salad. And that would be not just for me, I cook for the band and the crew. So whenever we're in a hotel, like back in the day, I cooked for Arsenio Hall at Caesar's Palace, and the alarm went off, was too much steam in the kitchen. And they knocked on the door and said, Miss LaBelle, we smell food coming from your room. And the alarm went off. I said, don't tell, I'll give you some and let me finish cooking. So anyway, I used to cook in rooms and hotels, wherever I am. I have to cook because I love to cook and I love my food.
They're saying to you, Miss LaBelle, we have room service, and you're saying no, I don't want any of it.
Sometimes when I get room service, I have to send it back 2 or 3 times, and then you don't know what they're going to do to it after you send it back the first time. Even be careful. So I don't get room service too tough. Not too often.
I mean, and your dinner parties are also the stuff of legend when you're not on the road. I mean, you've cooked for Oprah, Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones, Elton John, Jennifer Hudson. What comes with more pressure, singing for thousands and thousands of people in one night, or cooking for an intimate group of like celebrity friends?
Singing for thousands and thousands of people, that's not intimidating, but I have more ease in cooking than singing sometimes. I do them both with all my heart, but I know my meals are going to be great here, when I prepare them. And I do know my shows are going to be cool too, but sometimes there might be some doubting Thomases in the audience. I'm saying, please don't boo me, boo, stuff like that. So I know where I am in the kitchen, and sometimes on stage I know, but sometimes there's some doubting Thomases out there. Got to be honest.
But no one can be booing you anymore at this stage in your career.
Honey, I've had shows where the front row people were doing like this, holding their ears. How rude. And I would say something to them. I said, well, maybe you came to see a softer singer. I happen to be a big mouth singer and I love what I do. So why don't you go to the back, boo? So I tell them they can go to the back, they can leave the building, really. But it's not been always easy on stage with an audience loving me totally. But I've been blessed with some great audiences.
I love that, though. I find there's something really inspiring about that even when you get to your level of sort of kind of the top of the mountain in a lot of ways as a singer and as a performer in our music, that you can still have that sort of doubt that never goes away. Like I kind of find that a bit inspiring,
Oh yes, I mean, one thing I am is totally honest. Every day of my life, I'm sometimes too honest, to a fault, but it comes out because it's in my heart, and I have to say exactly what I feel and what I mean. And like I said, there's not been always great 100% loving Patti shows. They're here. Some of them are skeptical, and they're hearing about me, and when they come to see me, they have a choice to like me or not. So I have a lot of newcomers in my audience. Before the pandemic, a lot of people who were brand new to Patti LaBelle.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they were won over. Okay, one more cooking question here. Let's say I give you a call. I'm in town. I call you on the phone. I say, Patti, listen, it's Tom here. I'm on my way over. I'll be there in an hour. I need something to eat. What's your assuming I'm allowed in, what's your go-to meal for that kind of quick time?
Oh, I have a few. I have some pasta dishes that I can make, Italian sausage, turkey meatballs with lots of garlic, and with me, a lot of hot, spicy peppers. I can make you up some quick sauteed great chicken. I can do the macaroni too. That takes a little longer, but I probably would do maybe potato salad because that's quicker. I can even do a patty pie for you. So, I mean, you're going to get something when you get there. It'll be done, ready, and so good. Call me and say I'm here. I'll have an hour to get there.
Now I know that I'll do that. But what's in a patty pie?
Love. Everything that your grandmother and mother probably put in theirs. It's just that mine is at Walmart, and it's not better than your parents' pie, but it's a great pie. I love it, and I'm proud of it. And it's love, and cinnamon, butter, everything that we put in a sweet potato pie is in my sweet potato pie.
I tell you what I loved. I loved. Do you like savory pies? I like savory pies. I like chicken pie and turkey pie and that kind of thing.
Oh, I don't do that. I
No?
don't like savory. If you have a plate, my dinner plate, if you have a sweet potato or cranberry sauce on my plate next to my turkey, I can't eat it. No. It has to be one or the other,
That's
savory or sweet,
that's so
but
funny.
not together.
Back where I'm from, we cook these big sort of raisin puddings, like these big raisin cakes, and we serve them with
Uh-huh.
with turkey and salt meat and cabbage and put gravy over the whole thing, you know?
Wow. That's interesting. I don't think I would bite it. I don't think I would taste it. I don't like sweet and savory on the same plate. No, no.
Well, now I know what I'll bring over when I give you a call and say I'm on the way over. If you're just joining us, this is Q. My guest is
Hey.
the one, the only Patti LaBelle. We spent the first half of this interview talking about Patti LaBelle, the cook, but I know Patti fans would never forgive me if we didn't take some time to talk about Patti, the singer, the OG. Take a listen to this.
Me, only you knew how much I do love you. Only you knew.
That is an R&B classic right there. If Only You Knew, one of your first big hits as a solo artist. A song many singers have covered over the years and on YouTube, not just because it's a classic, but because of some of the fantastic runs and notes he hit, like this part here. I mean, I can see. I should point out for people listening at home that Patti is moving her hands. She's kind of miming it. What goes through your head when you listen to that particular run right there?
That particular run is something that I'm petrified of when I become hoarse and have to do a show. And I promise you, Tom, for some reason, it never not comes out. It always comes out, those highs. And then on other songs, I can't sing certain parts, but this, I always end up singing it. And it amazes me. And I've heard some other ladies sing it. They sing the fool out of it. Kiki Wyatt, Coco from SWV. And there are a lot of people who sing this. Perry, his name is, I can't remember his first name, Perry. But they kill this song. And it makes me feel so good to hear somebody sing it the way they sing it.
What
Yes,
do
it's a
you
hard
remember
song.
from the first time you recorded that?
What do I remember from the first time recording it? Glory. It was with Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff, and the way they smiled. And I think it was like one of those songs that you record 20 and 30 times. I think this was the second time we recorded it, and they were pleased and I was pleased, and I felt like a queen hitting those notes. Yeah.
You weren't afraid of him.
No, I was not afraid of those notes because somehow they eased out, and they still ease out at 77. They come out the same way.
I got another song I want to
Ease
play for
out.
you. Take a listen to this.
I just might change my mind and let you in my life forever.
That is If You Ask Me To, just one of the many hit singles from my guest, Patti LaBelle. Talk to me a little bit about that song. Where does that song stand for you in the songs that you've recorded?
Well, it's this song, and the video is one of the most important things that I've ever done. I did the video right after my sister was buried. That Saturday, of the burial, the Saturday night I had to do this video. And I said to my manager at the time, I said, I can't do it. And he said, why? He said, your sister would love for you to do it. So she loved me so much. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So when you see me doing the video, there are tears from burying my sister that day. And it's just one of those songs that I'll never stop singing. Never stop singing.
What was going through your mind when you were shooting that video that day?
My sister in the ground, to be honest.
Yeah.
She was 6 feet under, and I was twirling and singing and crying and remembering her. And, you know, it was a great memory in a way. We all have to leave. And she left, and she was a proud, great woman. And she left, and she loved Patti LaBelle more than anything. So I said, she's smiling at this video and this song right now. And she was. I know it.
That's beautiful. And I should say, given that this is a Canadian show, that song also has a special place in the hearts of Canadians because of Celine Dion's cover of that song that really helped her make her the English pop star she is today outside of Quebec. What did you make of her version when you heard it?
I was so happy. I was so happy to hear her version because she's one of the greater singers ever. And when she did it exactly like me, it was a blessing to me. I said, wow. And we talked about it since because we are friends. And I said, girlfriend, you killed it. And it was just great to see her success from that song. You know, she went far, 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 and she's still going. Go, Celine.
There's no question, you're right, that you and Celine have become iconic singers in your own right. And Celine was just starting out in English music when she released that, just 3 years after your version. As you said, pretty much note for note the arrangement. It blows up as a commercial success. But what did you make of the reception of her version compared to the reception of the original version you put out?
They were very much the same, but the difference is hers sold billions, mine sold maybe 100. That was the difference. And I said at the time that maybe if I was a white girl doing it before she did, maybe I would have the success that she had with it. And I never pull anything from her success because she's phenomenal. But I had to listen and think, okay, we're doing it quite alike. But it's hard sometimes for a Black performer. No matter how well we sing, no matter how well we do whatever we do, we're gonna have to work a little harder. And I'm still climbing, I'm still working. You know, and go Celine. You know, it's like Elton John. You know, he was my piano player back in the day. Did you know that?
I didn't know
Reggie
that.
Dwight?
No.
Okay, here's the deal. We were in London, the Bluebells, or LaBelle, I don't know who we were, but he was our piano player, him and his band, Bluesology. And so I would feed him all the time because, you know, you don't make much money back in those days. And a band, they had to probably split 3 pounds 3 ways or something. So I would cook all the time. So I invited them to my flat after each show and I would feed them and I would send things back home with Reggie. I said, take these Tupperware guys, but I want them back. So I never got them back. So years later, I got a call. Hi, Patti, it's Reggie. I said, Reggie Dwight, right? I said, where are you? He said, I'm in Philly. I want you to come to my show at the Spectrum. I said, who are you opening for? He said, I'm Elton John now. I said, you little punk, give me my Tupperware. So I ended up not getting Tupperware, but he gave me a diamond ring instead because we recorded something at the Red Piano show and he took his rings off to play. And I said, Elton, here's your rings. He said, that's your Tupperware. So yeah.
What was it like for you to see this kid, Reggie Dwight, who you knew was a little barroom piano player in London, become this massive success? What was that like?
It's like heaven. It's amazing. You know, and that's when people say when they start so low, like a busboy might be ashamed of his job and one day he could own the hotel or the restaurant that he's doing bussing for. You know, like Elton, I don't know if he ever thought he would get this big, but when they were there, they were playing their hearts out. Such talent then and more talent now. So I'm so happy for him. You know, he's one of my better friends.
You spoke
Yes,
about a
he
time
is.
fairly recently, even early in this interview, where you were convinced you might have permanently lost your voice. Now you did get it back, but I also know you're a Gemini with, you know, a few different personalities in there. What version of Patti helped you get through that scary moment?
What Patty helped me? None of the Patties helped me then because I thought it was over. And I kept saying to my son, we were doing shows with Frankie Beverly and the OJs, and I would go on maybe the third act, and I had 45 minutes to do. I would stand there opening my voice, but like If Only You Knew, now that was when it was a hot mess on that tour. But people didn't really care that my voice wasn't like it used to be at that moment. And people prayed and prayed, and I got my voice back. And I got it back now. It sounds like I was 30 or 40 voice now. But then I thought I'd lost it. And I'm honest to say I thought I lost it. A lot of people say, no, nothing ever happens to my voice. Well, that happened that time when I thought I'd lost it, but it was just resting. So she's back.
I can't imagine how scary that is. Like the thing that you are best known for, the thing that kind of makes you you, for that to go away.
Yes, I was petrified. I thought they would start throwing things at me like they do at the Apollo when you're bad. They throw oranges or eggs. So I never got anything thrown at me. The only thing that I really got were prayers and blessings. And those prayers helped me come back. Because they said, someone at a radio show in New York said the next day, we're praying for Patti LaBelle. We're praying for her. We know something's not right. And they never gave up on me. They just continued to pray. As people still do today, they pray for me because at 77, I thought I was going to die when my sisters died, like in the early 40s, and I made it to 50 and then 60 and then 70. So I am so happy to still be here.
Speaking of your voice,
Yes.
I got something to play for you, and this isn't one of your songs. So I talked to Dionne Warwick last week, and I asked her this question. If Patti LaBelle's voice was a color, what color would it be? And here's what she said.
She would be, for me, in the red hues, strong, fiery. Heat, lots of heat.
Red, fiery, with heat, lots of heat. What do you make of that?
Thank you, Dionne. Because I do have a lot of heat. I do. And she appreciates it, and so it's like sometimes my heat gets on people's nerves, like I'm just too heated, too loud, too big, too raw. And sometimes they can't take it. And so I hear things about certain people not loving that red in my voice. Thank you, Dionne. And I'm still red.
What color is her voice?
Still red. Her voice is a golden navy blue. It's like a dark, deep, rich, a royal blue. That's who she is. And we did a special together, she, myself, and Gladys. And we all have totally different voices. She's that navy low, I'm that high fiery red, and Gladys is like a yellow. It's just that we blend. We blend so well. When we did Superwoman, yeah, she's a royal blue.
Gladys cooks as well, right?
Yes, me and Gladys gonna open a restaurant one day. Yeah, Gladys can burn. Her son cooks. She cooks very well. She makes a great banana pudding. She does. I know that for sure.
I would love to see not
She
verses
can
not
cook.
verses with music, but verses with you versus Gladys in the kitchen,
Oh, we can do that. We always tease each other and say we're gonna have a cook-off, and we will. We will, Gladys.
Who do you think's going to win?
She knows that we will. Both. Because we're equal. I mean, it's just like when we had the verses, people called it a battle. It's not a battle. It's just doing what you do best. You sing your way, I sing my way. You cook your way, and I'll cook mine. And we both come out as winners because we're both phenomenal.
How has your love of singing made you a better cook, or vice versa?
My love of singing made me a better cook?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. Love of singing did not make me a better cook because I sing well and I cook well, and nothing enhanced the other.
You don't see them as linked at all?
Say that. As what?
You don't see them as linked, music, talent at music and talent at cooking,
They're linked, but they're the same to me. I do both of them with the same power. And one doesn't make the other one better. You know, the song won't make me cook that chicken better. You know, and the chicken won't make me sing better. So they're equal. They're equal.
This has been a joy for us to talk to you. We've been closing off our questions with a variation of this question. We really wanted you to answer it. So picture this. You're in a movie theater.
Wait, Tom.
What?
Tom. Hold on. Before you do that.
Yeah.
Did you see this? Did you see the book?
Oh, yeah, I see the book.
Okay, did you see the back?
The 20th anniversary of Patti LaBelle's cookbook, Recipes to Sing For, is what we're looking at right now.
That's it. Now ask me your question.
All right.
I had to do that.
No, I don't blame you. I'm going to mention it again when we're done. So picture this. You're in a movie theater.
I know you.
You're in a movie theater. You're watching the Patti LaBelle story of your life, right? The movie version of your life. The film ends. It fades to black. The credits start to roll. Of all the Patti LaBelle songs, what's the one you want to hear as the credits start to roll?
It's called Crazy Love. It's a song that people don't even know about. It's just a wonderful song. My crazy love. Ooh, I can't sing it to you, but that song makes me holler.
Why that one?
It makes me feel like, because it's just sensual. It's just beautiful. It's just, I'm going to play it when I finish this. It's just a Patti favorite song that's never been heard.
I think we're going to play it too. It's off your Burnin' record, right?
By most people. Play it. Yes, Tom.
Patti LaBelle, really lovely to meet you.
Nice meeting you too, and I hope to see you again.
I hope so too. Patti LaBelle is a Grammy Award-winning singer and renowned celebrity chef. The 20th anniversary of Patti's cookbook entitled Recipes to Sing For is out now. Patti, thank you so much.